Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are through step 3 of our puppet theater build. Moving right along pretty quick, I thought. Nice little, like I said, I think this is going to be a fairly simple one. Once you get to the mechanism in the middle, it might get a little more complicated, but so far just putting decorations on the side, so that's pretty easy. I seem to recognize this mouse from somewhere, but I can't remember where. I'm still pretty sure it's a mouse. But it doesn't look like an Alice in Wonderland character. I don't remember a mouse from that one. But like I say, that's where we're at. And while I'm getting ready, if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures, and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just try to have fun. We're not solving the world's problems, we're just building silly little models and having a good time. I hope. If I can not knock everything over as I'm going through. So, working on a fairly small piece now, so bring it in a bit and get you going. Looks like we're going to get our Mad Hatter's hat up and running now. I think that, yeah, that's what this looks like it's turning into. So we just start off this and this, and just pop you in. Go into the center here. Got a stud on the bottom to come out. And other ear goes there. Fill in. Let's see, it's got a little. See, these pieces are just a little bit concave on one side. So I want to make sure you get that going outwards. Let's see. Ooh, actually, no. The one with the decoration on it goes here. Yeah. Get it. Yeah. And now the plain ones go back here. Like I said. I said that on the first one. Did I do it on the first one? Yeah, it looks like it. That situation. And then this gets glued in on the top, but I think the first thing I'm going to do here is we put a sticker in. I'm going to wrap around our column of our hat. These guys, the cutouts here, so it's supposed to slot in. I don't think I've ever done a sticker like that before. Okay, so but it does go up. I guess I do need to put this one in place first. But since I've got that, this may not be one of those happy accidents. I've got that sticker started there. Just glue it to all of them. This may give me, which way are we facing with our, looks like that. Trying to line these up with on the sticker, it looks like that. That doesn't match up at the picture at all. Picture shows it more running straight towards that ear there. So that. Okay, I got that in. That's fine. Do the rest of the way around. Yep. Top hat in place, and we put our teapot. Here, sort of pouring it in. That looks similar to what they got, sort of pouring over its ear, into its ear. Alright. glue in there. That should actually bind all that stuff together pretty good, I think. I hope. Okay. Now, do we get to place this immediately? No, we get to set it aside and let it do its thing. So I'm going to see if I can make myself a little feet with the clamps here. Ooh, messing up the sticker. Okay, that wouldn't work. Okay, I'm just going to hang it over the edge of something. Yeah, okay. Now, yeah, that completes step 4. So on to 5. Doing this another one of our lights. And we do get to use the lens. Okay. This one goes. Okay, so it's got the outline there. We gotta come back here. Glue this guy in place. Just right. Like so. Get good. Oh, so I need to. We gotta turn this off. That there. So I'm gonna go back to the old Gorilla Super Glue for this one. Good. There. There. Pressure. Off. Okay, now some pressure. Okay. Wait a second. I think I did this. Yep, I did it on the wrong side after all that. They did give us a spare of these pieces. I saw it earlier. I hope it's a spare. Did too good a job of applying the glue this time. Right. Here it comes. Delaminating, but I don't know if it took it off. I think it took. Yeah, it took it off the base rather than the thing. But like I said, they gave us a spare of that one. Just gotta find that number again. E6, there we are. And I'll hang on to the other one, make sure I don't need it. I'll sort of set it aside there. Clean off the ends. Because I think they're going to be visible here. The middle part's going to be covered, but the ends are going to be showing, so hit those. And then do it on the right side. Get that straight. Come on. Okay, here, finally, I think. A few more seconds here. And, alright. So, finally, untangle our cord. Like from the back side. Okay, so it locks in there, okay. I guess that's how it's supposed to go. It says to glue it in place, which I think I almost just did with the super glue that was on the inside. See if it catches that. Okay. Okay. Let's see if I can get a little enough glue on the lip there. And quick spin. Knock the excess off the front. Okay. I think that's gonna work. Pop our lens into our housing here. Seems to stick okay. And then let's lovely hot glue strings. And this was just okay. That well, it was sticking. Okay, that felt a little more secure there. Maybe I didn't push hard enough. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Okay. Now we check these guys. Go in edges here. And we got this little mechanism dealio. Okay. Bring back in our stage or whatever from yesterday. And our hat goes on here. Let me take it off so I can put some pressure, just a little bit. There we go. Now put our teapot back in. And oh, and by the way, this is step 6. We are going to use this eventually, but not yet. Now these guys deal first. Okay, so mushrooms and chess pieces and bracket. Okay, so which one? This one goes here on our. I'm still not sure if this is hat box stage. Pressure underneath it there. Triple mushrooms. Next one here. I'm thinking that's awful. So it. See where it separates there. It's been doing that, so I'm going to take some of the old B7000. Just put a couple of drops in there. Hopefully tack it in place a little better. Get a little more stability. And then this one. This one says glue it, but it disappears from the picture. Okay. Okay, so we're supposed to sort of glue, okay, hang that cut out there, like so. Okay. I think I'll go back to the hot glue for this one, just hit in our little cutout. That should give us enough support. And let everything get lined up too. think we're going to be seeing it from, I think this is the back corner of the stage. So that's sort of, we're going to be seeing it sort of from this angle mostly. So I think that's about what we want. String out of the way. Stand there, okay. Now, our chess pieces go up here. The first one, the knight, back here. And then this complete one goes in the lower. Yeah. Okay, I think that's the queen. I always have a hard time differentiating the king and queen in chess, 'cause it depends on the set, what they look like. Okay. Now, get our last light bulb. Another 90-degree bend on it. So, go. Well, I think the notch is going to be there anyway, so. King there. And then that goes back here, and I do the gluing in place again here. Blob. Here on the other side. Get all the strings out of there. Alright. That ought to shed some pretty good light back in this area, I think. You go right across another bracket. Oh, bracket goes sideways. Okay. No. Yep. So I'll bring the wire in after a while. Bracket first. Got a little hole there, so bring you down. That's as far in as it goes anyway. Okay. Okay. So, oh, sorry, crawled up on me there. Now, our spotlight comes in. You go. Okay, we're supposed to pull you off to the side. That side there. You go into these holes here, so that wire runs across the top of our there it goes. Fighting me on it. Okay, so I got wires. And do they both? Yep, both sets go through this little thing here. Yep. Right. I think that seems awful loose right there, so I'm gonna take another drop or two of B7000, just try and do on either side of that stud. Pop a little bit in there, a little bit in there. And now to get back up. I say it's sort of staying in place, but it feels like it's going to be loose. So I'm gonna just reinforce it, tack it down some. And that off. No, we're not done with step 6 yet. Still forgot we about to move on before it was time. Glue. Get to place some of our flowers and butterfly pendants, or whatever you want to call these. It looks like 3 of the butterflies, 3 of our crystal butterflies, I guess, and 6 flowers. It's sort of, I guess, the variety of flowers. I'm not. Yeah, 6. Those for later. And that one's a little more different color crystal, so I'm going to go with that one. And back. Okay, so our butterflies are supposed to go sort of on our stems here. So I'm going to go, looks like they just sort of a little bit anywhere, so just do a dot there, and a dot there, and there a little. It's probably going to be light enough to hang on just from the. Okay. There's, get you in on those. I think, I'm assuming once the light from up here hits those, they're going to stand out a little bit better. They do look sort of understated at this point. Yeah, it looks like we just sort of put the flowers where we want to over here on our little platforms. I think, like I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be hat boxes. The more that I look at them, I think that's right. So, the same thing. Just gonna do 3 at a time. Don't want to overdo it. Maybe one right up there. The yellow ones sort of stand out against the pink a little better. Blue. This is brown. Slide off. And that purple one, yeah. More. Looks like there, and maybe I'm gonna put one up on the hat just to be a little crazy. Little pink guy up on the hat, I think. I think you're down. Alright, and that, get this glue back in place, concludes step 7. Little tiny details, but I think it's one of those things that's going to add up as we move on. I think what we got now, okay, still get to work this a little bit more. You got to make, okay, we're making some big butterflies, or a big butterfly. I'm trying to figure. Okay. Now on this so we don't slide off on it. Okay. So we got our wide variety of butterflies. They say there's a dotted line on these, but I do not see. A little too. I don't see any. supposed to do 5 of them, so I'm guessing we're supposed to, they give us spares. But at the same time, this looks like we're only using 1. So let's see what it looks like when we pull it off. Let's start at the bottom. Okay. I do not see any dots. But I got pretty close. Maybe I'll try and do some scoring on the next one, see if I can find. And like that. And apparently this goes on our butterfly 2. Now what I'm gonna do, so I got just a shade off there on this one wing. Let's trim it down. And likewise over here. Okay. A little better. I say it's supposed to go. Looks like that sort of take away from that. I think I'm going to put it next to them. They've got it like mounted right in the middle of all their other butterflies there. I think those look much better and more vibrant than this one. So I'm going to give this a little bit of a fold and get creased that way. So and it says you can DIY and do it yourself as you like. So like I say, I'm opting for to the side, creating a bigger butterfly flock. I think I'm gonna do. Right, I got this mountain point here, so I'm a little worried about that. I think I'm gonna try and tuck one more in here, maybe one more up there. Seems like a good. This one looks a little small. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try the scoring technique. See how that works. Put it down there. My ruler. Try and find that central line and a little juice. Let's see how close I got or far off I got. Take the should be piece. Okay. Not even close. Maybe a little bit close. I mean. Way off, way off. Okay. Better on the first one. But I guess that's why they gave us extras, so we can. Yeah, I think that's a total loss. Try another one without scoring. If it goes any better. Just got a smaller. Well, maybe do this. Bend it the other way. Somewhat of a creep. I hate being with these stickers. Yeah, a little better. Not. Okay, good enough for me to throw it in here. There it goes. That way. Okay, I'll be honest. These look more like moths than butterflies to me. They're not very pretty butterflies, I don't think. So I think I'm going to call it quits after those two. And where does that put us at? A little over 30 minutes. That's about where I want to get to normally. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it there. It seems like a good, like I said, I'm trying to get that I'm straying into that 45 minutes an hour thing again, so I'm going to try and dial it back down to the 30-minute range. That's sort of, I still, okay. I guess the extra butterflies do sort of add a little zhuzh to it. And her flowers and her Mad Hatter's hat. I'm assuming this is a sideways chessboard that they've checkmated on, or surrendered on, rather. Yeah, not a lot of progress tonight, but I think still looking good. Bring that in with our sort of finished up. I think that sort of finishes up that side. How we got there? So we should, in theory, be working on, yeah, we'll start up on the back panel tomorrow. And it looks pretty straightforward, so I think. Yeah, we'll get to the back. I think we'll get to the back panel and the bottom, the floor done tomorrow. But I don't think we get to combine them yet. No, we don't, because we got to build our puppet. And that appears to be the most difficult. That's several pages there. Get our puppet in order. So I'm going to say my prediction right now: 2 more days. I think 2 more days we'll finish this one up, and I think that's a good time. This doesn't seem like it's an overly complicated project, but the glue always means you got to wait for it to dry and really set before you handle it. So, because the hot glue works for the big stuff, but those little delicate pieces you don't really want to throw big globs of hot glue underneath paper. But that's where I'll call it tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and click on a link. There's my channel up there if you want to subscribe. There's my other channel over there where I do experiments a couple of times a month. This here is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and over here is the playlist for this whole build. See you tomorrow.